Okay, and this is actually the last of the main projects of the main mind maps things that I had done. This is where I'm directly comparing Ayn Rand to Voltaire. There's a couple other ones I have, but it's a lot of the same type of thought process. And so this one is like directly comparing Voltaire to Ayn Rand because that's definitely what my essay is about. So I figured it'd probably be a good idea after I'm done with figuring out all of the rest of how they were, like how they had been influenced, how exactly they were different, and how they were the same. So you can see here that this is my very direct line of influence between the two of them. You have Voltaire, who was influenced by Locke, who was also good friends with him. And then you just kind of like, you have to look at like kind of like this broader picture. And really when you're doing a mind map, all you're trying to do is to display all of your thoughts and everything that you are realizing as you're doing your research. And you're trying to keep track of it as you go. And so that's what's kind of nice about it. You can just like jot down your thoughts anywhere and then connect it to whatever you have to, no matter where it is on the paper. As long as you just like are able to remind yourself of, oh yeah, this is why I actually added this in the first place. This is why this is important information. Like I just like threw down a note here about individualism is the most common ground between the two. Individualism and reason, since they both claim to have common sense philosophies. Kind of this idea where it's just like you have a thought, you know it's going to fit somewhere on here, whether it's Voltaire's or Ayn Rand's, and you just kind of have to figure out how it's the same or how it's different from what the other had said based off of all the research you had done prior. So, and also up here, like, I have my conclusion pretty much written for, like, what my grand conclusion for my essay is, and to what extent were they really related. And so, and it just kind of continues, and then talking about objectivism and empirical views and their idea about determination and rationalizations and everything along those lines. So this, again, it's really helpful to actually be able to set up mind maps. Even though, like, some of the first ones, if you do, like, you may not know really where to start. Just start with something like Ayn Rand, something really basic. And you can just build off of it whenever you can. Like, as you're doing research, you can figure out more of what you're going to be saying. You can always add to it later. It's not like as soon as you're done writing it, you're done. That's part of what's really nice about this. Part of what's really nice about this, especially since no matter what you're doing, like, you'll always be doing more research. You're never really quite done with doing your EE. That's one thing I've definitely learned. Mine is sent off to IB land, and I'm still not done with my EE because I've still been researching stuff for this and still been adding stuff to it just because I think it's interesting. But, like, even with this first one, when you're writing your EE, you can start at, like, the most basic idea. You can look to the next thing out, like political philosophies, and kind of like on my Noodle tools, that was kind of the basis for my entire stack on government. And it's just like, you can look at what you have, your different groups that you have even just laid out visually on here, and you can just pretty much write your paper directly from here. So, again, definitely between using this and using Noodle tools, it pretty much saved me when I was writing my EE, and I was actually able to get it done on time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed all this, and happy writing.